talk to me. Has the Clippers window closed?
No, I don't think the window has closed, and that's primarily because of LeBron James's age. Look, LeBron is setting records every time he goes out there and does it. And when I said Tom Brady was going to have a cliff, I was wrong. It was a ravine, right? But he's obviously in decline. He's not nearly what he once was several years ago. Eventually, that's going to happen to LeBron because Father Time is undefeated. Guys, I saw Bernard Hopkins get knocked out by Joe Smith out of the ring because he was 50 years old. Eventually it gets you. And LeBron is in uncharted territories. And it's not going to take that much of a downtick for a guy like Kawhi to catch him, right? Even if I was premature having said it in the past. So the fact that now they have Paul George locked up long term, and when you look at the rest of this Clippers roster, by the way, the outside of the big four, the next best player on either roster is Lou Williams. Lou Williams is a great scorer. Williams isn't a good, he's a great scorer, and he is clearly, by far, the next best player on either roster. And then the Clippers also have bigs who can defend and shoot in Ibaka and Morris. A 3-and-D, really a two-guard, but they play him at the one because he's short, and Patrick Beverley, but the kind of guy you want on your team. When you said the rest of the roster favors the Lakers, I really disagree with that, Perk. And given the age of their superstars, where one of them, namely LeBron, should at some point be in decline, I can't say that the Clippers' window is shut.
I can, and that's despite what I just finished saying about Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Remember, we were fantasizing. We were sitting there and saying, if Kawhi Leonard was at his best, if Paul George was at his best, could they make things very, very interesting? Yes, but I did remind everybody that the Lakers are the prohibitive favorite as well. They should be. As far as I'm concerned, the Clippers had their opportunity and they blew it because Kawhi Leonard didn't show up in the Game 7 and neither did Paul George. It was one of the most horrific performances by a dynamic duo in a Game 7 in NBA history. There is no way to get around it. It was a complete choke job. Plain and simple. Having said all of that, you could make amends. It would be easier to do if somebody else had won the chip. But it's what Kendrick Perkins alluded to in the previous segment. Anthony Davis got a taste. The man is a champion now. He finally got past the semifinals, went to a conference finals, went to a finals, won a game in a conference final game, winning shot, went to the finals and played lights out. Could have easily been named the MVP himself. He was spectacular. And now that you have him with LeBron James, what they didn't do is allow somebody else to get a sniff of winning. So the bottom line is it's an easier path to go through for now. I don't think it's harder for LeBron. I think it's easier. Now LeBron are chasing ghosts because he already got 4 rings. He's already a 4-time league MVP. He's still recognized in year 17 as the best in the world. And when we look at it from that perspective, and then you look at the greatness of Anthony Davis, who's finally being recognized as a top 3 talent on the planet that he is. And then you go and you add the pieces that you've added with trade in these boys and Montrezl Harrell. Paul Gasol wants to come out of retirement to play with his brother, Mark Gasol, who's added to the equation and what have you. Do I like Ibaka? Yes. Do I like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George with Ibaka? Yes. Do I think Ibaka is an upgrade from Harrell because of his perimeter shooting and rim protection? Yes. But in the end, the bottom line is this. There's even more pressure amped on the shoulders of Kawhi and Paul George because of what they didn't do. The fact that the Lakers have won the chip. They are now playing with house money, and they still got better. So to me, it makes it that much more daunting for the Clippers. I think that the Clippers had their window of opportunity. They will compete. They will be competitive. They will be in the race. But I still think they missed their opportunity. Their best shot was last year. The door is closed. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.